Most people think they're good at reading others. They're wrong. The truth is, your ability to read people isn't a gift, it's a wound. And the sharper you are at sensing what others feel, the more likely it is that someone taught you this skill the hard way. Here's the uncomfortable truth. If you can walk into a room and sense the tension before anyone speaks, if you know someone's upset before they say a word, if you find yourself constantly adjusting your behavior to keep others calm, you didn't develop these skills because you were born intuitive. You developed them because you had to. This is the psychology of hypervigilance, and it's one of the most painful skills a human being can have. Let me explain. When a child grows up with unpredictable parents, they never know what mood mom or dad will be in. Some days, everything is fine. Other days, the same action that was okay yesterday gets screamed at today. The child can't predict what triggers the explosion. So what do? They learn to watch after every facial expression, every tone of voice, every slight change in body language. They become forensic analysts of human emotion, not because they want to, but because their survival depends on it. This is called hypervigilance. It's when your brain stays on high alert, scanning for danger signals in every person you meet. And here's the part that haunts people who have this trait. You never get to turn it off. Even as an adult, when you're safe, when nothing is threatening you, your nervous system doesn't know how to relax. You're still reading the room. You're still anticipating moods. You're still bracing for impact that may never come. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Because hyper-vigilant people became experts at reading others, they often end up in relationships, friendships, and careers where their skills are in high demand. People gravitate toward them because they seem to just know what others need. But there's a dark side to this. Hyper-vigilant people often don't know what they need. They spend so long focusing on other people's emotions that they lost touch with their own. They can tell you exactly how everyone else feels, but ask them what they feel, and they'll go quiet. This is called emotional absence. Not because they don't have feelings, they have too many, but because they learn to bury their own needs to keep others comfortable. Think about this for a second. When someone asks what you want to eat, do you actually answer? Or do you say whatever you want because it's easier than risking conflict? When something bothers you, do you speak up? Or do you stay quiet, scanning their face to see if it's safe? This is what hypervigilance does. It makes you incredible at understanding others and terrible at being honest with yourself. And there's another painful truth here. Hyper-vigilant people are magnets for exactly the wrong type of person. Because you learned to read unpredictable people, your brain actually feels familiar around other unpredictable people. The chaos feels like home. Someone who is hot and cold, loving and distant, warm and cold. Your nervous system recognizes this pattern. It's the one you grew up with. So you might find yourself drawn to relationships that feel intense, confusing, and emotionally exhausting. Not because you want that, but because your brain thinks that's what love feels like. Now here's the part you need to hear. None of this is your fault. You learned these skills to survive. A child who could read their parents' mood before a blow-up had a better chance of staying safe. Your hypervigilance kept you alive. But here's the question. Are you still using childhood survival skills in your adult life? Because the truth is, most people around you aren't threats. Most situations don't require you to scan for danger. You can put down the guard that was built to protect you as a child. This doesn't happen overnight, but it starts with one realization. You are not responsible for everyone's emotions. You learn to read people to predict danger, but not every raised voice is yelling at you. Not every silence is punishment. Not every bad mood is your fault. The room you're in right now, it's probably safe. The people around you, they can handle their own feelings. You don't have to carry them all. And when it comes to relationships, pay attention to this. A healthy relationship doesn't feel like deciphering a code. It doesn't feel like walking on eggshells. It feels calm. It feels safe. Your partner's mood isn't your problem to solve every single day. If that sounds exhausting, that's because it is. Here's the final truth. The gift of reading people is real. Your ability to sense what others feel, to notice the small things, to understand emotions on a level others miss. This is powerful. But it only becomes a gift when you learn to use it by choice, not by compulsion. When you can turn it on and off. When you can read a room and then relax into it. When you can sense someone's pain and still hold on to your own peace. You didn't ask for this skill. You were forced to learn it. But now that you understand it, you get to decide what to do with it. The child who watched every mood to stay safe is grown now. And that child deserves to rest.